We are going to begin by looking at an image, this one here, which is our kind of low quality image. We want to reveal through the window and create a new view using one of these backgrounds so that our final image looks something like this. Here's our beginning image, here's our final image. Notice it's monochromatic. So the goal is to build a mask. We know that black covers up the image and white reveals. And it's a basic mask using basic tools. We haven't covered the pen tool yet. So the first thing we want to do is make a selection. You can use any of your selection tools. I like to use the Polygon Lasso tool to do a basic selection of the big box kinds of shapes. And I'm going to make a mask by clicking on the mask icon. Notice when I just click on the mask icon, I accidentally select the wrong part. So I'm going to now hit Command I to select the inverse. Another way around that is that when you make the mask or when you make the selection, you can hold down the Option key, then click on the mask in order to reverse the selection before you make the mask. So then I'm going to zoom in, and I'm not going to worry about the details yet until I place my background image. I'm going to keep going with the Polygon Lasso tool. Like I said, there's lots of selection tools that you can use. If you're already good at the pen tool, that's the best choice, but we haven't covered the pen tool yet in class. We're just introducing the masks. So notice as I fill with black, I make a selection and then I edit fill using black. Okay, and then I'm hitting Command D to deselect. And the hair, I'm not going to worry about the hair on her. And I'm going to kind of skip around her a little bit because we're going to cover hair in another tutorial. I just want to show the basic concept of creating a mask. So here I've joined the mask, you can see, and I'm going to hit Edit, Fill with Black, or in this case, Command Delete to fill with the background color, which is black. So now I've cut out basics. I have a lot of cleaning up to do, but I can go ahead and place one of these background images through File, Place, and then choose the background image. Or I can use the Move tool to go over to the background image, click on it. I think I'll use this background. Click on it, drag it up to the tab, wait for the tab to pop forward, drag it down, and then release. Okay? And I could also make it into a smart object. Remember that Command 0 shows us the whole image. And I'm going to flip my layers around here. Okay, so now I'm looking at Lisbon out my window. I can move this image up and down. One of the other things that we saw is that we converted the image to black and white, which in the beginning makes it a lot easier to blend a monochromatic image. We're going to be studying color correction a bit later. So this is just keeping it simple, showing basic masking. I'm going to select the mask again and clean it up. I'm going to clean it up with the brush tool. That's B on my keyboard to select the brush tool. I'm going to use the left bracket to do a smaller sized brush. You can also go up here and use the size option. I'm going to increase the hardness a little bit. And I'm going to go ahead and use black, that's X on my keyboard to get black. If ever you're accidentally in a color mode, click on the little black and white default here to get your colors to switch to black and white. And then I'm going to zoom in, and I can't zoom in very much because it's a low resolution image. And I'm going to just, by hand, make sure you're at 100%. I might harden my brush even more. Undo that. I'm going to go in and just kind of clean up my selection. And then I'm going to zoom out to see what it looks like. So I'm going to move around and kind of just practicing the mask. clean up my selection by hand. If you have a Wacom drawing tablet, it works a little better. But notice that I'm working with a brush that's 67% hardness. And so I'm letting just that little 30% of the edge touch the outside so that it kind of feathers into the background here. Okay. And then I'm going to go in and work on this one a little bit, take away that edge. All right. And just kind of blend it in, smooth it out, move around the image. All right. So this is a good way to get to know a couple of tools that help control the mask. If I option click on the mask, it shows me my mask so far, and you can see where I've done my work. I can go in here and clean it up a little bit. So you can use the brush, you can use any selection tool, fill with black, covers up the area of this layer, fill with white, leaves it revealed. So if I accidentally make a move where, where I've covered up too much, I can switch back to white and bring it back in. So hopefully this helps you understand how the mask works a little bit better. In the next tutorial, we're going to go over the pen tool, which is really a superior way of making a selection that's a little more exact, so that you don't have to go back necessarily with the brush. So we're going to learn how to make selection with the pen tool, and then we're going to learn how to non-destructively refine that selection. So notice that that cutout was a lot easier, and with the properties palette we can kind of feather it slightly in a non-destructive way so that it blends in. And we can still use our brush on the mask if we need to make adjustments. Okay. So generally, making a mask involves various types of selections combined with the black and white paint. And you can very often use a combination of selections as a means to an end.